What is going on, everybody? We are here with our first live stream, and yeah, it's going to be fun. It looks like the Phillies have won the poll, Phillies and Cardinals, and they are 20 minutes until first pitch. So we went ahead and went live, and we're going to watch some Phillies and Cardinals baseball today. Ignore all that stuff in the background that's normally covered up by that blanket on the couch, but yeah, it looks like my son might have use that blanket on the couch, but it's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun today. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the game day feed here. And there we go. There we go. Now we can watch the game day feed while we watch the game on a different screen. We're going to have a good time today. You're going to have a good time today. This is the first of hopefully many watch parties to come here on First Pitch. And yeah, we are still in the pregame show here. And it looks like the pregame show is about to end and head on over to the ballpark with Tom and Ben. And it's going to be a good game. Phillies and the Cardinals. Christopher Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies. Miles Michaelis for the Cardinals. Expect the Phillies offense to show up pretty well in this one against Miles Michaelis and his 11.25 ERA. He's not that great. And I expect Christopher Sanchez's ERA to come down a lot more than that 4.09 that he has so far. He's had, his starts have been better than that 4.09 ERA would indicate. So I expect a good start from him, especially against the Cardinals' weak lineup, and not one from Miles Michaelis against the Phillies lineup. But while we're waiting, we can go over the lineups for the Phillies. Bryson Stott batting leadoff and playing second base. He hit leadoff in last night's game. Trey Turner batting second at short. Bryce Harper at first, batting third in the cleanup spot. We've got Kyle Schwarber and his 1100 OPS DHing. Batting fifth, Nick Castellanos in right field. Batting sixth, Max Kepler in left. Doing the catching, JT Realmuto batting seventh. Batting eighth, Alec Boehm, and playing third base. And batting ninth, Brandon Marsh in center field. Boehm and Marsh haven't done great so far this year. So hopefully they can get back on track a little bit better than they have to this point in the year. For the Cardinals in left field, Lars Nootbaar leading off. Baker DHing, batting second. Wilson Contreras playing first base, batting third. Nolan Arenado batting third and cleaning up. Brendan Donovan, South Alabama Jaguar alum, playing second, batting fifth. Jordan Walker in right field, batting sixth. Pajes catching and batting seventh. Scott the second in center field, batting eighth. And Sagassi, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, batting ninth and playing shortstop. So a vast contrast in abilities between both of these lineups and pitchers that are going today. So it's I tried to scroll on the screen here with my streaming information, but yeah, we are coming up on first pitch in about 15 minutes. It's going to be a fun time. Going to be a fun game in St. Louis. And I hope y'all enjoy the first of hopefully many to come live streams and watch parties with the First Pitch podcast. I've never done a live stream on YouTube, so don't know what it's like, but we'll find out today. Oop, pulled it up on my phone because I don't have any sound in my headphones, so I really don't know why I'm wearing them. I will take them off, but Pulled it up on my phone to make sure the sound was working, since I don't have any sound in my headphones. And yeah, I'll take them off. It's a lot more comfortable without them. I ain't got to listen to nothing. Tom McCarthy and Ben Davis on the call. I'm watching the Philadelphia Phillies broadcast, naturally. It matters which broadcast I watch because there's no sound. Phillies broadcast, I might be a little biased, but the Phillies broadcast is, of course, the best in the business. Tom McCarthy and John Kruk. Over the last 4 games, the Phillies offense is only hitting .201 and has only scored 11 runs. And they were shut out last night in a 2-0 ball game with these same Cardinals. I did not watch that game. I went to sleep. And I slept really well last night. First time in a long time I slept that well. Slept very well last night. I'm very happy with how well I slept. I'm hoping that I can sleep that well again tonight. Not a good sleeper. So when I do sleep well, it's nice. Oh, C.J. Abrams to the 10-day injured list. Let's see what that's about. Update from MLB trade rumors here. Nationals announced shortstop C.J. Abrams has been placed on the 10-day injured list due to a right hip flexor strain. Infielder Nassim Nunez was called up from AAA to take Abrams' spot on the active roster. So, yeah, that's not good for the Nationals. Defensively, he's not great, but he's one of the more decent members of their offense. He's had a slow start to the season this year, but we expect C.J. Abrams to turn things around a little bit at some point. Hopefully he has a quick recovery up there in Washington. Those Nationals are pesky, man. I know I've said that a lot, but those Nationals they're pesky. They've got a good squad. James Wood is turning it on this year. He hit another home run last night. I think it was his 5th of the year. I wrote about it in the newsletter today. James Wood, man, he's going to be something else. Oh, that is cool. Look at this right over here on the where it says Busch Stadium. It's showing the balls as players are warming up and playing catch. That's cool. I like that. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but it's still cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's really cool. It's Bryson Stott leading off, man, for the Phillies. That's interesting. I I he doesn't strike out much, but he also doesn't draw many walks. So it's definitely interesting. Philly's got to do something though. They haven't really figured it out for the leadoff spot to this point. Outside of Kyle Schwarber, for whatever reason, they don't want to leave Kyle Schwarber there. And then, of course, if you look at Ryan Spader's tweets, did a lot of studying on it and looked at all the stats and stuff. He found that the best hitter on the team should be batting leadoff, and of course, for the Phillies, that's Bryce Harper in the long run. And I don't really disagree with him because he has the stats to back it up. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing? Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate you joining us today. Hope you enjoy the live stream with us today as we watch some Philadelphia Phillies baseball and or St. Louis Cardinals, depending on your affiliation. But huge Phillies, Braves, Marlins, and Nationals fan. Okay. All of the NL East but the Mets. Got it. hopefully for your sake there, Jonathan, the Phillies can eke out a win up there in St. Louis. I expect them to with the just based on the pitching matchups alone. Christopher Sanchez and Miles Mikolas. I expect the Phillies to do pretty well today and get back on track and pick up that ninth win of the year. But we're gonna find out here shortly. But yeah, Ryan Spader. I agree with him that the best hitter should hit in the leadoff spot of the lineup because he does have the stats to back it up. What he, everything that he dove into and the research that he done on it. And of course, the leadoff hitter, the number one hitter in the lineup, gets more plate appearances than any other batter in the lineup. So they get more opportunities to do damage. If it's a guy like Bryce Harper or Kyle Schwarber, they do have more opportunities to get on base. And his specific research was how many opportunities the leadoff hitter had with runners in scoring position, and the leadoff hitter has more of those opportunities than any other batter in the lineup. Here's today's pitching matchup. 4.09 ERA for Christopher Sanchez, 11.25 for Miles Mikolas. Sanchez has a 1.18 WHIP. Mikolas has a 2 even WHIP. Third start for each of these guys. Sanchez has 16 strikeouts and 3 walks in 11 innings. Mikolas has 4 strikeouts and 3 walks in 8 innings. It has not been a good start to the year for Miles Mikolas. And like I said earlier, Christopher Sanchez has had a better start to the year than his ERA would indicate. But yeah, again, I expect the Phillies to do well in this one against Miles Mikolas. I don't expect Mikolas to keep an 11.25 ERA throughout the whole season, but he's certainly not as good as he performed a few years ago in that year or 2 year sample size that he was decent. And back to commercial. Hopefully we can get going here soon. You're coming up still about 7 minutes away from the scheduled first pitch of 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, the time zone that I live in, the superior time zone. But it'll be fun. Finished Black Mirror, the new season of Black Mirror. I finished that this morning. It's crazy. About a month ago, I started watching Black Mirror for the first time, and I started, of course, from the beginning, and I caught up with all of the seasons that were out, the first 6 seasons, on Wednesday, and then the new season dropped Thursday, and then I just finished the last episode of the new season this morning. It was good. It was good. I like me some Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a good show. It was fun. I never thought I'd be interested in something like that with Black Mirror, but it was fun. I liked it. Now, next on my list to watch on Netflix, and I started the first episode last night, but I haven't finished it, is the Red Sox documentary where they followed the Red Sox all year long last year. I think that's so far, it's really good. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the first episode of that. And it's really good so far, so I'm looking forward to probably after this live stream and after this Phillies game and live stream, I'm gonna probably jump back into that for the rest of the day. Unless there's any other, it's the Cubs and Dodgers don't play until super late. I'm not staying up that late. I wake up too early to watch them West Coast games. In Pennsylvania, support a third baseball team far from Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, maybe a South Jersey team. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one, Jonathan. I think it would definitely make things a lot more interesting. But I think that currently the plan, if there is any expansion, is to go into Vegas, which of course Oakland's going there. So back up. That was dumb. That was a dumb answer. Ignore that. The plan is Nashville. I don't know why I said Vegas. Nashville. and I think Montreal has been kicked around. So I think it might be a while before Pennsylvania gets a third team. What do I think about the Tigers so far this year? That's a good question, Zach. I think they've played a little bit above their skis so far. I know they have an above 500 record. I don't think, yeah, they're leading the American League Central right now, 8-5. I don't think that they are going to make it back to the playoffs this year. I think their offense is better than it was last year, but I still think they have a lot of concerns in that pitching staff, specifically the rotation outside of Tariq Skubal, who had a bounce back start his last outing. But yeah, I still it's early, but I still don't see the Tigers making it back to the playoffs here. Just making it back to the playoffs this year like they did last year. Yeah, I'll agree. I was also happily surprised when they did well against the Yankees. That was they did very well against the Yankees, and I'll take that. Today's issue of the newsletter, I kind of went in a little bit on Marcus Stroman. Not even gonna lie, I didn't really hold back on Marcus Stroman after the outing he had yesterday. After in spring training, his whole "I'm a starter, I'm going to start, I'm not coming out of the bullpen" tirade. So, broadcast I'm watching now again is the Phillies broadcast, and they are now showing the starting lineup for the Phillies. The player with the best batting average right now for the Phillies is, of course, Kyle Schwarber, who you'd all expect to have the best batting average on the team. He's hitting 280 so far this year. He's had a really good season. It is a contract year for Kyle Schwarber, so the Phillies need to re-sign him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The Philadelphia Phillies need to re-sign Kyle Schwarber. If they don't, man, then Dave Dombrowski is going out of his way to sabotage this ball team, especially with what Schwarber has done to this point this season, leading or at least tied in the National League with his home runs, hitting 280, 1100 OPS. And I know it's early; he's going to come back down from that, but he's still going to hit a lot of home runs because that's what Kyle Schwarber does. He hits a lot of home runs and he draws a lot of walks. He led the National League in walks last year. I don't think he'll lead the National League in walks this year now that Juan Soto is back in the National League, but he's going to get his fair share of walks. There's Bryson Stott on the top step, getting ready to walk to the plate and lead this ball game off against Miles Michaelis. Jonathan, back to your question. If they do get a South Jersey team, it'd be nice to see Mike Trout on that South Jersey team. If, of course, he doesn't go to the Phillies at some point, as the rumors have abounded throughout his career. Good look in the Phillies dugout there. Aaron Nola walking. Kyle Schwarber's right there. Coaching staff. Jesus Lizard sitting there on the bench. Castellanos sitting next to Nola. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and I love the start of baseball season because it means we have a full season worth of baseball season. But one of my least favorite things about the start of baseball season is guys like Aaron Nola and Bryce Harper and Alec Bohm all cut their hair really, really short and then just let it grow out throughout the season. And Aaron Nola kind of looks pretty goofy with short hair. It's hard to tell because I always wear black shirts and I have dark hair, but my hair is pretty long. I've been working on this for about a year and a half now. I think I've gotten it cut 2 or 3 times just to trim it up and get rid of some of the dead ends. But the last haircut I got was in June of last year. I'm going in about a week and a half to get it cut again. Bo Bichette should be arrested for cutting his hair. Yes. He's another one. He's another one that's got a good flow. Bo Bichette's got some good hair. Rob Thompson. Not a fan of Rob Thompson, man. Not a fan of Rob Thompson. I don't know if I've made that clear. Michaelis's pitch arsenal: slider, he turns through 31% of the time. Sinker, four-seam, curveball, changeup, sweeper. And sinker has been his best pitch so far this year with a 222 batting average against. Sweeper doesn't have a batting average against, and then the rest of his pitches are 333 or better. They still have the balls going around as the players warm up. That's cool. I like that. I don't know why I'm so intrigued by that. Michaelis's last start, 2 2/3 innings at the Red Sox, 11 hits, 9 runs. And Bryson Stott stepping into the batter's box, kicking his cleats off, giving pleasantries to the catcher there. Michaelis wipes off the rubber. And my game feed is behind the game day feed. So apparently the first pitch is a strike. Let's watch it now as it comes across. Here it is, first pitch from Michaelis. In there for a strike, indeed. Game day is not wrong. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Of course, Stott hitting 256 this year so far. 333 on base percentage, 372 slug. The good thing about Stott is he doesn't strike out much. Grandson of the Wind, Jung-Hoo Lee, best nickname in baseball. That's a good one. That is definitely a good nickname. I did not know that was his nickname. Bryson Stott hits a ball to right field, and good catch out there in right field by Jordan Walker. Nice catch, sliding catch for the first out. Robbed Bryson Stott of a single with that catch. Shoestring catch as he slides across the grass on his knees. It's the first out. But yeah, that's a good nickname. Grandson of the Wind. Did not know that was his nickname. There are some good nicknames in baseball. That's one thing baseball has on all the other sports is one of the many things, in my opinion, that baseball has on all of the other major sports is nicknames. Because there are certainly some good nicknames in baseball. Turner's swings at the 0-1, puts it in play into center field. Center fielder coming in, and he'll make the play for out number 2. Not big on Trey Turner. He's highly overrated, and he is going to go down as one of the worst signings the Philadelphia Phillies have had in quite some time. Same game parlay from FanDuel. According to the NBC Sports Philadelphia, they expect Alec Bohm to get a hit, Jordan Walker to record an RBI, and St. Louis to do something as Bryce Harper swings at the first pitch, and it's foul, 0-1. I'm trying not to look at the game day feed now that I know the game day feed's ahead of the ball game. I'm trying to watch the actual ball game. The Babe, Goose Gossage, Big Poppy, yeah. Oh, yeah, those are some good nicknames for sure. Good players with those nicknames, too. The 0-1 is low for a ball. Oh. Bryce Harper really needs to get it going at the plate. He's had a good career versus the Cardinals. They're showing that now. 315 average against the Cardinals in 67 games, 13 home runs, and a 1,007 OPS. He takes another ball outside. He's ahead now 2-1. And a ball inside, 3-1. Looks like they might be putting Harper on here. Don't think it's intentional. I think it's just Miles Michaelis being Miles Michaelis. 3-1 pitch is at the corner for a strike. Harper thought it was a ball, but it was a strike. And game day confirms that it was, in fact, a strike. Full count now to Harper. Fouls it off. Really trying not to look at the game day now in this full count situation with 2 outs. Do I think Kyle Tucker will get around or over $500 million in the offseason? I think he's going to get more than that, especially since Vladimir Guerrero Jr. got $500 million as a first baseman and a hitter that's not as good as Kyle Tucker. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a good hitter. He's very much a good hitter. I think Kyle Tucker is a better hitter. I think they're both top 15, top 10 hitters in Major League Baseball. I just think Kyle Tucker is a better hitter in the over 162. And Kyle Tucker also plays in the outfield, which is a more premium position than first base. And Bryce Harper gets a base hit. Let's go. 2-out single to Bryce Harper. He needs a walk. You can get a 2-out single. Breaks up the no-hitter early. With one on for Kyle Schwarber. 2 outs. He's ahead of the count 1-0. They're about to show Schwarber's stats. We'll relay some of those once they pop up. 280 average on the year, 400 on base percentage. He's tied for first in Major League Baseball with 6 home runs, along with 4 other players. They did not list it, 4 other players. I don't have Baseball Reference pulled up. Now even count for Schwarber, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ooh, Schwarber's call there. That one looked to be at the knees, but it's 2-1. What do you think, Jonathan? You think Kyle Tucker will get around or over $500 million? How's that one off? Two count now for Schwarber. Fouls off another one. At least Bryce and Kyle are battling here early. Got that pitch count for Michaelis up to 18 now. About to be his 19th pitch. A lot less. No, you're right. Yeah, big teams aren't looking for a right fielder. I have seen a lot of rumors saying that he could land with the Phillies. I still have Nick Castellanos for 1 more year next year. But if they don't re-sign Kyle Schwarber, there's a fit for him. Put Nick Castellanos in the DH slot. Max Kepler's gone after this year. At least looking at his current contract, he's only under contract for 1 year. But adding Kyle Tucker to this lineup, replacing Schwarber with Tucker, essentially, or maybe even training Castellanos like they talked about doing earlier in this past offseason. Could be something. But no, you're right. There are not really any big teams looking for a right fielder. Mets have Soto. Braves have Acuna when he's back. The Dodgers have multiple right fielders. One of them's playing shortstop. Well, if the Phillies get Kyle Tucker, hey, it'd be good for the Phillies if they got Kyle Tucker and added him to this lineup. Especially if they replace Castellanos. Ooh, that was a strike. Miles Michaelis is not happy with that call. Yeah, the 9th pitch there, blocking the game day feed. You can't see my hand anyway, so I don't know why I told you that. But yeah, the 9th pitch of that at bat was called a ball. That was definitely a strike. It didn't even look like a ball live. Philadelphia Phillies lead Major League Baseball walk percentage this year at 12.2. 5th in baseball in on-base percentage. Kyle Schwarber hugging former teammate Wilson Contreras. But 2 on now for Castellanos, speak of the devil, with 2 outs. When the Phillies signed Castellanos and Schwarber in that same offseason, I was more excited at the time about the – oh, there you go. Michaelis, you got your call back. I was more excited at the time about the Castellanos signing than I was about the Schwarber signing. But Schwarber has been head and shoulders better than Castellanos during both of their tenures with the Phillies. Honestly, Castellanos is vastly disappointed with what he's done during his time with the Phillies. Phillies are 4 for 29 with runners in scoring position over the last 4 games. Not good. A lot of Castellanos' struggles come from his approach at the plate. He swings at the first pitch so often that it's just he puts himself up behind. He puts himself in a hole so often by swinging at the first pitch. Michaelis is throwing his 26th pitch of this first inning, and swinging at that pitch is Castellanos. It is in the gap. The center fielder, he doesn't make the catch. It is still rolling. Wow, that should score 2, I think. Yep, there goes Schwarber scoring. A 2-out, 2 RBI double from Nick Castellanos. Say bad things about him, and he does good things on the field. Center fielder almost made a very nice play on that ball. He just couldn't hold on to it. Who is the center fielder? Scott the second. Not a clue. Looks like he's okay, though. Castellanos is 8th and 9th RBIs of the year. Puts a runner in scoring position now for JT Realmuto. And the Phillies are now 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position on the day. Ooh. Got an appeal on a check swing, and it's a ball. They didn't show the umpire down at third. 1-1 count now with a runner on second. 2 outs. 2-0 ball game. Phillies in the lead already. JT fouls one off. JT Realmuto, that is. 7th batter of the inning. Miles Michael is struggling again. He's about to throw his 30th pitch of the day here in the first inning. JT fouls it off. He's going to see at least one more. Oh, this is Kepler. What am I talking about? I skipped Kepler. This is the 6th batter of the inning, and it's Max Kepler. I can't count. He's batting from the left side. JT's right-handed. I don't even know, man. And Kepler flies out to right field. Imagine that. Max Kepler not doing anything. Another signing that's not going to go down good in the long run for the Phillies. Max Kepler. He's not. He's a league average batter. He has a 102 OPS plus throughout his career entering this year. And so far this year, he has a 95 OPS plus, and people expect him to get better than he is and have a great season. A great season for Max Kepler is playing 140 games. I think he's done that once or twice in his career. Max Kepler is not good. His best season came in 2019 when the rabbit ball was a thing. It's just another incompetent signing from the Phillies. Bad defensively. With the fact that he is still on the team, and there's nothing that anybody can do about that other than, Dombrowski may be trading him at the deadline, but that's not going to happen. The best course of action for the Philadelphia Phillies is platooning Kepler and Castellanos in right field, starting Brandon Marsh in left, and starting Johan Rojas every day in center. Because as things currently stand with the lineup they've ran out there the most this season, with Kepler in left, Castellanos in right, and Marsh in center, you've got a Gold Glove caliber center fielder and then 2 black holes in the corner of your outfield. So it doesn't make a lot of sense with what they're doing and what they've done because stats are freely and readily available for any and everyone to take a look at. And I'm sure that Major League Baseball front offices have even more stats than are available to us as regular people. So it's just it doesn't make a lick of sense what they're doing over there in the front office and what Rob Thompson's doing as a manager. Nothing he's ever done has made sense as a manager. But here's Christopher Sanchez, his third start of the year. No wins, no losses, 11 innings pitched so far, a 4.09 ERA. Please react to Philly sign Tucker and move Nick Cassidy to DH next year. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mentioned it earlier. That would be if they don't sign Kyle Schwarber, if they don't re-sign Kyle Schwarber in the offseason or extend him before the offseason gets here, then that would be a good move to make to kind of replace Kyle Schwarber. You're not going to get a full replacement like Kyle Tucker's probably not going to give you upper 40s home runs, despite the home run pace he was on last year. But he'll still give you 30-plus home runs and a really good hitter to boot, plus a good defender in right field. I think Castellanos' best days are behind him as far as the defender goes, and he's probably best suited now as a designated hitter. Lars Nootbaar in a 2-2 count now here at the bottom of the first. Michaelis' ERA is now 12 even on the year after that first inning. And Christopher Sanchez throws a ball. Christopher Sanchez was not as good last year on the road as he was at home. I do believe this is his first road start of the year. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do on the road. And he walks the first batter he faces in Lars Nootbaar. 6 pitches. Not great. Not great at all. Now the only Gold Glover on the field for the Phillies is JT Realmuto, who has 2 at catcher. Bryce Harper will win a Gold Glove at first base at some point. Bryson Stott will win a Gold Glove at second base at some point. Trey Turner is one of the worst defensive shortstops in the game. Alec Bohm is inconsistent defensively at third base. Max Kepler is league average to worse at left field. Nick Castellanos is very bad in right field. One of the worst defensive outfielders in baseball. And Brandon Marsh, if he started in left field every day, he'd win a Gold Glove, but he's not going to win a Gold Glove in center field over Jackson Merrill and some of the other center fielders in the National League. There's a double play. Heard rumors Bryce Harper willing to move to left for Pete Alonso. Yeah, let's not. I don't think the Phillies need to sign Pete Alonso. I did see that too, Jonathan. But Pete Alonso is a one-trick pony. And he's doing a good job with the one trick that he does have this year so far, hitting home runs. But he is bad defensively, and he is bad at pretty much everything else offensively except for hitting home runs. And he's cocky and arrogant. I think he would be a bad fit in the Philadelphia Phillies clubhouse because last year he had no reason being in the All-Star game last year. The Mets only had one All-Star representative, and it was Pete Alonso, and it was surely for the fact that he said, I am not competing in the home run derby unless I'm in the All-Star game. And there were multiple other people that were more deserving of being the lone Mets All-Star representative than Pete Alonso. And so it's just he's a one-trick pony. He'd be pretty good at his one trick in Citizens Bank Park for sure, but the Phillies have enough one-trick ponies. Trey Turner's one trick is speed. Nick Castellanos' one trick is speaking of Nick Castellanos, good catch there in right field. The blind dog finds a ball sometime. But Nick Castellanos' one trick is hitting home runs whenever there's a disaster somewhere in the world. Bryson Stott's one trick is he's got more than one trick. He's a good defender, and he doesn't strike out much. Alec Bohm's one trick is slamming helmets down whenever he strikes out. He's really good at that. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that or not, but Alec Bohm's really good at that. Bottom of the first is over after the catch from Nick Castellanos in right field. Double play helps Christopher Sanchez get a 1-2-3 inning. The Phillies still have a 2-0 lead. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk in that first inning for Sanchez. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Phillies. Real Muto, actually this time. And then Bohm and Marsh. Maybe they can get something going and turn that lineup over. Keep that baton moving. Get to watch ads. Still trying not to look at the game day that much. It's ahead of the actual game. I don't want it to tell me what the first pitch is going to be whenever the commercial's over. People still filing taxes? They're not taxing that already? You're showing that Nick Castellanos catch again in right field. Played in a lot of games there in St. Louis. Well, during his time with the Cubs and the Reds. There's a Phillies fan right there. Right by Castellanos. Castellanos gave him the ball. He was a kid. There's the first pitch. Real Muto pops it up. Right side. And Contreras grabs it for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second. After a 31 pitch first inning for Michaelis. You got the camera on the Phillies fan again, the kid. Castellanos gave the ball to him. Phillies fans travel, man. They travel good. They travel well. Phillies have one of the best fan bases in baseball. They get a bad rap, but there are fan bases out there that are far worse than the Phillies fans. Phillies took over London last year. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Alec Bowman, 0-2 hole now. And he's apparently in a 1-2 hole. He's just not had a great start to the year at all. He's hitting balls hard. They're just not finding grass or the seats. 337 OPS, lowest on the team, at least in the starting lineup. Not a good start to the year for Bohm. Bohm is actually my son's favorite baseball player, because he's a Philly, and because he was in the home run derby last year. I like Bohm well enough. I don't like the attitude. I don't like the temper tantrums that he throws. Like, he's almost my age. A little bit too old to be throwing temper tantrums. Oh, yeah. There he is. He's hitting his head. He just hit himself in the helmet with his bat after a strikeout. But yes, pre-All-Star break, Bohm was on another level. You are absolutely correct. I think he's just in his head right now. I don't know what's going on with Brandon Marsh either. He's off to a slow start. Both these guys, I think it's because he's playing center. He was a doubles hit machine. Oh yeah, all the doubles, man. He hit a ton of doubles last year. If he can get back to that, I think a lot of his as far as Bohm, I think a lot of Bohm's problem is he tries to hit home runs a lot, and he's not a home run guy. Like he's gonna run into a couple of a good 15 or so home runs a year, but that's just not who he is. He's a gap to gap hitter, and if he gets back to that hitting the ball gap to gap, he's in doing it consistently and keeping his head, his mindset on that. He'd be one of the best hitters in the game. One of the best hitters to not hit 40 home runs in the game. Apparently, the inning's over. Imagine that. 1, 2, 3 inning, bottom of the lineup. Alec Bohm and Brandon Marsh both striking out. What else is new? I also like Brandon Marsh. Big Brandon Marsh fan. I'm not sure if it was evident by the beard and long hair, but it's not why I grow up my hair. But I do like Brandon Marsh. I like naps too, but maybe y'all can watch me sleep. Will that be fun? They're showing the commercial right now where the Yankees fans go to Boston. That commercial's funny to me. Yeah, MLB Rifles. I haven't played that. Hadn't been big on mobile games in the past year or so. I haven't played many mobile games. I did just re-download Duolingo yesterday. Work on my Spanish. It's not good. My Spanish is not good, but I'm working on it. Might come in handy one day. It's a Subway commercial. I had my own sandwich for lunch. And I made it myself. It was delicious. That sandwich on the Subway commercial looks really good. Even more Phillies fans in the crowd. Good 1, 2, 3 inning from Sanchez here would be nice with some strikeouts. He ain't got a strikeout yet, and no walks. Nolan Arenado. Power's not there for him yet. Only one home run, but he's got a 407 on base and a 422 slug. Well, okay. The way he swung and watched it, I thought that was out. And then they showed the ball in the field, and it was just off the infield. Trey Turner called it. I can't stop yawning. I might have to get me some coffee or something. I don't know why. I hadn't been yawning all day, and then I jump on here, and now I'm yawning. Brendan Donovan, tied for the second most hits in Major League Baseball this year with 19. Brendan Donovan went to the University of South Alabama, where I met my wife. He might not be Luis Gonzalez yet, but I think on the whole, if he can continue what he's done to this point in his career, he might go down as a top 3 South Alabama alum in Major League Baseball. Make that 20 hits. Shoots one through the gap on the left side of the infield. First hit of the day for the Cardinals. Good job, Brendan. What's he hitting now? He started the day with a 365 average and 942 OPS. Jordan Walker steps to the plate. 256 average for Walker, 347 on base. 377 now for Brendan Donovan. Good start to the year for him. He's been hot to start the year. 20 base hits. He's on pace for what? About 200 hits, roughly, if not more than that, depending on what the rest of what he does today. 0-2 now on Jordan Walker. Christopher Sanchez. Top of the Phillies lineup due up in the top of the third. They put 2 on the board in the first inning with 2 outs. Those 2 runs came with 2 outs. Non-competitive pitch there from Sanchez. A 1-2. So 1. Tap foul. So we'll stay here and do it again. Remember, first 1 out. Jordan Walker at the plate. 1-2 count. Christopher Sanchez on the mound. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Christian Sanchez. Yeah, Jordan Walker. He's going to be good. Yeah, he's still got a little ways to go in his development. But like you said, he's still only 22 years old. He's young. He's got time. But Jordan Walker's going to be good. He's going to be a good power hitter. And he's got some speed too, I think. He's the one that I hit him. No. He's the one that made that catch in the first inning. Robbed Bryson Stott of a hit. Very good catch from Walker. It's going to be fun watching Jordan Walker and Ellie De La Cruz battle it out for the next few years. 2-2 pitch. Oh, back up the middle. Another double play. 2 double plays for Christopher Sanchez in 2 innings. Bryson Stott takes it himself. A 4-3 double play for those of you scoring at home. Top of the Phillies lineup coming up now. That's going to be – hopefully Stott and Turner can do a little bit better than they did in the first inning. They didn't do much. Granted, in Stott's defense, he did have his hit robbed on a very good play from Jordan Walker in right field. Turner didn't do much. I wonder if Nick Castellanos wasn't running. He probably should have got the third on that ball he hit in the first inning. I wonder if he wasn't running. I want to see the video of that. Of him. Like, I don't want a video of the play in the outfield. I want to know if Castellanos was running or not. Like, he thought that was going to be caught, or if he thought it was caught, if he stopped running. I feel like he should have been at third on that. So after it popped in and out of the center fielder's glove, it rolled across the warning track a good ways. The left fielder was running towards the center fielder and then had to cut back. And Kyle Schwarber scored from first. So I don't know. I feel like he had time to get to third on that. Might have to check Twitter on that one. Bryson Stott gets his second plate appearance of the day here in the top of the third inning. Second time he has led off an inning so far today after 31 pitches. in the first inning. Miles Michaelis only needed 11 to get through the second. Back in on that lineup, man. They need to get things going. Wow. That's all game day. Bryson, I've been saying for the past hour, now you don't strike out much. Here you are striking out on 3 pitches to a pitcher who has no business striking out anybody in this lineup. All right, maybe Trey Turner can or not. That slider was not, yeah, there it is. Not in the zone. He chased it. Good slider. Good placement for that slider. That was a good pitch. I'll give Michaelis that. Yeah, and then he takes that one. Must not have been looking for a fastball up that he can drive over the wall for a home run. Hate it when that happens. The 0-2. Ground ball. Left side. Nolan Arenado. 2 up, 2 down. It was a high throw. Wilson Contreras had to go up and get it, but he snagged it out of the air and got back with his feet on the ground. Trey was not running at his full speed. I don't know if he'd beat it regardless, but he was not running full speed. Harper drew no, he got a hit. Harper got a hit. Schwarber drew the walk. I was trying to think of that in between innings. I couldn't remember. They call that a ball. That was a strike. Bryce Harper's getting a favorable zone in this one. He swings at that one. Left center field. Center fielder is going to get there this time on the warning track for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Miles Michaelis, 2 in a row. Still 2-0 Phillies. Ball died. I think Bryce thought it was gone. Like he was looking at it whenever he hit it. Phillies are only 2 for 11 on the day. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Through 3 innings against Miles Michaelis. So they're still really not doing good offensively. First inning was good. They worked the count well. Harper got a base hit. Schwarber walked. I think it was a full count walk, too, if I remember correctly. And then Castellanos had that double after a few pitches. It's just that's the issue. A lot of times they'll start the game working the count, and then they'll get too aggressive after they get a lead from working the count, and they'll take the foot off the gas because they're not working the count anymore. And they get into outs because they're not waiting on their pitch. They're just swinging at the first hittable thing they see. Then you got guys like Miles Michaelis getting through 3 innings on 50 pitches, lowering his 11.25 ERA on the day, on the year because of it. You look at what the Phillies did in the playoffs last year. It was not the Mets that beat the Phillies. It was the Phillies that beat the Phillies and their pitiful approach at the plate. Sean Manaea was not good in that outing because he's not a good pitcher, and he was pitching above his skis last year. And he did so even more so in his start against the Phillies in LDS. A lot of Manaea's pitches in that outing were balls and were not anywhere close to the zone. And Phillies batters just chased them and helped him out. Pedro Pages. Pedro Pages gets a hit. Another leadoff base runner for the Cardinals. Their second. In 3 innings. I thought they had one in the second too, but it was a 1-out single from Donovan. I think Arenado might have had that one, maybe. Phillies Arenado playing third instead of Bohm. Maybe a few other third basemen, but I think that would have been a hard one to get for most third basemen. They just showed his name, and I wasn't looking. I don't know who this guy is. Scott the second. He's an 0-2 count. So I'll find out in just a second on game day, whenever it updates. Cardinals and Phillies both have 2 hits now and 1 walk. But the Cardinals have hit into 2 double plays so far. So Sanchez has faced the minimum to this point. It might change soon. He's now in a 2-2 count with Scott the second. Another 2-2 pitch. Ooh. That one was close. That pitch right there, number 7, on the game day feed, that's apparently not going to be called a strike today. Favorite moment last year was Trey Turner's grand slam against the Dodgers in July. Yeah, that was a good moment. Victor Scott the second. Victor. All right. That was definitely a good moment. Both of those Phillies Dodger series last year were fun. I watched all 6 of those games. All 6 of them were super fun and super entertaining. So last year I was writing about specifically the Phillies. And there's another base hit from the Cardinals. First and second now with 1 out, top of the lineup coming up. I was writing about specifically the Phillies last year. I think for Athlon in those series. And I was the main Phillies guy for Athlon during those series. And yeah, those were very fun games. Especially Matt Strom against Shohei Ohtani. Those were good matchups. Oh, not going to be a double play. It's Trey Turner. Nobody's going to be out. An infield single. I don't think Bohm can start tomorrow. I think you've got to start Sosa at third base tomorrow. He didn't even stick his glove out. If he would have stuck his glove out, he would have at least had the ball. I think if you're Rob Thompson, you have to start Sosa at third base tomorrow. And maybe even Monday. I don't remember if they're off on Monday or not, but his struggles at the plate that he's working through right now, and now he's taking it out there on defense. You just can't start Alec Bohm for a day or two. Let's find out. Let's find out if they're off on Monday. Ground ball to the right side. 4, 6, 3 double play. 3 double plays in as many innings. Wow. For Sanchez, man, ground ball pitcher. I don't think he has a strikeout yet. No, he does not have a strikeout yet. 3 double plays, though. What was I doing? Monday. Phillies off on Monday. No, they are not. They're going back home. Short road trip, Atlanta and St. Louis, and then back home with the Giants. So, yeah, maybe tomorrow and Monday you start Sosa at third base or move Trey over to third base. His arm's not great, but Sosa at short. I don't know. You can't start Bohm right now. You got to give him a couple days off. Or maybe after that Giant series, I'm going to pull that back up. If they're off after that Giant series, maybe you give him the finale of that Giant series off, and then where is it? Oh, it's way down. And then Thursday, let's see. Thursday, are they off on Thursday? Yeah, they're 4-game series in San Fran with San Fran. They off the following Monday. That's too far ahead. That's when they played the Mets. So yeah, you got to give him some of that series off with the Giants, or maybe even the series with the Marlins next weekend, and then at the Mets the following Monday. Since Taijuan Walker is pitching well, does that mean Andrew Painter? No, I don't think that will keep Andrew Painter in the minors. I think he'll be up even if Taijuan Walker. I don't expect Taijuan Walker to continue pitching well. He has done well over his first 2 starts, much better than I expected him to do at any point in the season over any stretch. And I think I'm not alone in that sentiment. But I still think that when Andrew Painter is back and ready, like after he gets 4 or 5 starts in the minors to kind of get ramped back up, I think Andrew Painter's coming up. I think that all they're waiting on at this point is getting him ramped up, coming off of his Tommy John surgery, getting him up to a full games pitch count workload. Maybe Rob Thompson won't ruin him like he did Tyler Phillips last year. Who knows? I think if that happened, I think that would finally be the catalyst for more than just me to not like Rob Thompson, the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. That was a strike. At least Kyle Schwarber's working the count. But if Rob Thompson ruined Andrew Painter, I think the rest of or all of Phillies Nation would start understanding that he is just not a good manager. You can have a good win-loss record as a manager, and he does. But he's got one of the best rosters in baseball. If he didn't have a good win record, there'd be a lot more issues than there are. And his record should be better than it is. But the Phillies win in spite of him. Again, Castellanos swinging at the first pitch, a slider that's nowhere close. Castellanos goes up there. I'm swinging at the first pitch. More than 50% of the time last year, Castellanos swung at the first pitch, and it gets him in a hole every single time. And it hurts the team every single time because you're not working the count. You're not getting deep into that pitcher's pitch count. There is no reason why Miles Mikolas should still be in this game. After 31 pitches in the first inning, there is no reason why Miles Mikolas should still be in this game. And hasn't even hit 60 and he's in the 4th inning. The schedule after the All-Star break is super hard. We'll look that up. I haven't looked that far into the season. I know that the Mets schedule is going to get super hard later in the year because it ain't been. It's been one of the easiest schedules in baseball so far this year. Watch this pitch. Oh, put it in play. And it's in April, May, June, July. There's the All-Star break. Phillies start with the Angels at home. The Red Sox at home. Off on that following Thursday. Then at the Yankees. At the White Sox. Off on the Thursday, next Thursday too. The Tigers at home. Orioles at home. Off on 3 Thursdays in a row. At the Rangers. That was exciting. At the Reds. Phillies don't play the Reds well. At the Nationals. Nationals are pesky. Hosting the Mariners. Off on another Thursday. Hosting the Nationals. At the Mets. Hosting the Braves. Did he not foul that off? I could have swore he made contact with that. Oh, well, it is what it is. It's messed up. Or what else do you freaking expect? Off on Monday. Nope. At the Brewers. I'm in September now. 4 games. Brewers. At the Marlins. Phillies don't play the Marlins well. Marlins are not good, but the Phillies don't play them well. Hosting the Mets for 4. Hosting the Royals. At the Dodgers in September. That was fun. Both those teams battling down the stretch for a playoff spot. At the D-backs. Only 3 games on Monday, September 22nd. Hosting the Marlins. Still hosting the Marlins. Hosting the Twins. That's it. That's it. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. That Dodger series is going to be fun. Phillies Dodger series, man, are always fun. The past couple years, the one I think it was last weekend, and then the 2 last year were fun. Those 2 teams meeting in the playoffs would be super fun. It's 2 of the best teams in baseball squaring off on the field. Phillies have struck out 5 times. They're 2 for 14 with a walk. Christopher Sanchez has not recorded a single strikeout, but he's recorded 3 double plays, 3 innings. Wilson Contreras has some pop. I don't think he's hit a home run yet this year. No, he has not hit a home run yet this year. Only 3 RBIs. So very slow start for him. Good Lord. 100 batting average, 307 OPS. Expect a lot more from Wilson Contreras. Grounds out to short. A lot of ground ball outs. Christopher Sanchez. That's what you can expect from him. Nolan Arenado now behind 0-1. Now behind 0-2. Oh, I don't know if it's Bark at the Park or what, but they're showing a Cardinals fan holding a corgi. I think that's a corgi. It must be Bark in the Park because now they're showing another Cardinals fan with a dog. They're not limping back after fouling that last pitch off. Maybe he's just walking weird. I don't know. Another dog. Two more dogs. Yeah, it's Bark to the Park. Another one. And another one. Arenado flies out again. This time he gets a little bit farther than 6 steps into the grass. Now when he goes to Castellanos. Remember last year, a Phillies fan brought his Komodo dragon. I do not remember that. I do not remember that. That is crazy. That would be terrifying. I'm not a fan of reptiles. In high school, I had a girlfriend who had an iguana. Her family had an iguana, and they took it out of its enclosure one time while I was at their house and let it run around. And while it was running around, I was sitting on the floor, and its tail whipped me in the leg, and it hurt. Did not feel good at all. Hey, Christopher Sanchez gets his first strikeout. It's Brandon Donovan to go down swinging. Not first 1-2-3 inning of the day for Sanchez here. He's had a strong 4 innings so far. 4 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 3 double plays. He just needs the offense to put more runs on the board. I think those 2 runs are safe with the Cardinals offense, but there's no reason why the Phillies offense doesn't have more than just 2 runs on Miles Michaelis. Before me, and before we were dating, my wife had a ball python. Its name was Monty. Because what else do you name a python? But I don't do reptiles, especially snakes. So no Monty Python in this house. Yeah, I I subscribe to quote from Indiana Jones. I subscribe to what my dad has always said. The only good snake is a dead snake. Uh, when my son was 1 or 2, we went to Thanksgiving at my uncle's house, and I was letting my son toddle around outside. My uncle lived kind of in the woods, kind of. And my son was toddling around outside, and I was about 5 or 6 steps behind him because it was like a pretty steep incline, but he was doing good, and I was just making sure he didn't fall and being far enough away to where he had some independence, and if he did fall, he could fall and figure things out. I do remember snakes in the Dodgers dugout during the playoffs. I do remember that. Don't remember the Komodo dragon. I remember that, but I was far enough away to where he could have some independence and walk around on that incline on his own, but close enough to where if he fell, it wouldn't be too bad. And he was walking in one direction, just keeping on going. I don't think he even saw it, or if he did, I don't even know if he knew what it was. Again, he was 1 or 2. There's no way he could have told me, uh, at least, coherently. But he was walking straight towards a snake in the grass. And I sprinted up there and I picked him up and I took off running the other way. And my brother was making fun of me for a minute. And he said, I saw you pick him up and take off running. What was it? And you scared he was going to fall or something? He was making fun of me. And I said, no, he was walking towards a snake. And my brother said, oh, I would have done the same thing. So yeah, that was crazy. Don't like snakes. If you would have told me that Miles Michaelis would have still been in the game at the 5th inning after throwing 31 pitches in the 1st inning, I would not have believed you. But here we are. He just threw his 70th pitch of the day. At least Bohm had a 5-pitch at bat. Better than JT's. I don't know. At this point, maybe you just take Bohm out and let Sosa finish the game at 3rd and finish the series tomorrow? I don't know. He's got to get his head right. Bohm has got to get his head right. Here's Marsh. Good take, Marsh. No shade. That was my Randy Marsh impression. It's been a boring game for a watch party, guys. Sorry about that. Michael's looking okay today. Is it him looking okay, or is it the Phillies' offense not looking so okay? He's definitely had a better outing than any of his other outings this year. As he walks Brandon Marsh on 4 pitches, turns the lineup over. See if they leave him in. 76 pitches, turning over the lineup for the 3rd time. I don't think Stott's ever really done good out of that leadoff spot. I feel like he's struggled in that spot every time the Phillies have tried him there. He got out of that spot last night. He went over. He's over so far with a strikeout. He's not over anymore. He's a double. That should be a run. Brandon Marsh for first. Here he comes. Safe. 3-0 Phillies. There it is. Say bad things about them, they do good things. Attaboy, Bryson. A 2-out double from Bryson Stott. Scores Brandon Marsh from first. Phillies now have a 3-0 lead in this ball game. Turner is due up. Parker on deck. Turner swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. A slider that is very hittable and very home run hittable. Really surprised they stuck with Michaelis now after that 2-out double. Oof, foul ball. This will be Michaelis' last inning, though. If back up, if I were the manager of the Cardinals, this would be Michaelis' last inning. And of course, Trey Turner strikes out swinging. He's so bad, man. Phillies are now 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. The one being the double from Castellanos in the first inning that scored 2. Michaelis threw 5, 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 runs, all earned, 6 strikeouts. He's lowered his ERA to 9 on the year. Certainly been his best outing so far this year. We're through 4.5 already. This game started about 1:15. We're a little over an hour. I like the pitch clock. It definitely, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like the pitch clock. It's not as great if you're at a game as it is if you're watching at home, but I love baseball more than most things in this world. But I will still fall asleep on the couch watching a baseball game. Unless I'm watching at like it about the only time I can watch a baseball game at home is if I'm and stay awake is if I'm watching it for work. And it's not because I'm bored. It's just it's good to fall asleep to. It's good to take a nap to. It's good sport to take a nap to. You don't like the pitch clock, but you like the shorter games. Yeah, I can see that. I can understand. I can understand that sentiment around it. It's definitely. I think the pitch clock has ruined Aaron Nola. I think that's the crux of why Aaron Nola has not been the same pitcher since the pitch clock started. He's not bad, of course. He's still in the '80s. Games were shorter. Oh, were they? It's a legitimate question. I do not know. I guess they didn't have players didn't have all the equipment they have today and step out of the box and fix their gloves 40 times between every pitch. I don't know. I was born in '93, so and I didn't really start paying attention to baseball until 06, 07. So yeah, I don't know. I started watching baseball when the Phillies were good in 06 and 07, and of course won the World Series in 08. But they were always on ESPN at the time. Back before there were streaming services for everything. There may have been MLB.TV, I don't know. But I watched the Phillies on ESPN all the time whenever they were in that era, 06, 07, 08. Cole Hamels is one of my favorite baseball players of all time. Chase Utley, another one of my favorite baseball players of all time. Jason Worth, Shane Victorino, Carlos Ruiz, Jimmy Rollins, of course. It was a great era of Phillies baseball. And I think this era could be even better for the Phillies, but Rob Thompson has ruined it. Last year it wasn't all on Rob Thompson. Oh, is it another? Oh, he caught that. Okay. He caught a line drive. I thought he was diving for a ground ball. I did not see Mike Schmidt play. That's a good catch by Bryson. I have not seen Mike Schmidt play. I've heard good things. I can't stand Mike Schmidt on commentary. I think he is god awful on commentary. But no, I have heard how Mike Schmidt is the greatest third baseman in the history of baseball. Schmidt does commentary on the Phillies broadcasts on Sundays. I think just for home games. I don't know. I generally try to avoid Phillies broadcasts on Sundays because of Mike Schmidt. I love Kruk on commentary. John Kruk on commentary. He is a national treasure. He is so funny, man. That season finale last year with, in Washington. Oh my God, a fourth double. Oh no, stop. And it wasn't on the transfer. He didn't come up with it cleanly. I spoke too soon. Watch that replay and see what that was. I don't think it was a bad throw. Yeah, Stott just didn't come up with it cleanly. I think they're going to give that a fielder's choice. I don't think they can give it an error since it was trying for the double play. Yeah, Stott just couldn't come up with it cleanly. That's crazy. As good as he is. Oh, they're reviewing it now to see if it was on the transfer. I guess it was not on the transfer. Yeah, fielder's choice. Jordan Walker's second. Jordan Walker, the base is the second when he missed catch error by second baseman Bryson Stott. So it was an error. Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The error rules are weird. There's a lot of baseball that I understand, very little that I don't understand. Yeah, he just closed his hand too soon. What it looked on that view. It was a good throw from Trey. A little high, maybe, but you kind of need a high throw like that. Jordan Walker, God, he's big. Going to need a high throw like that to help turn the double play. But yeah, Bryson just didn't come up with it. I don't know what's being challenged here as I'm watching with no sound. And they took the camera off the umpire and put it on Stott. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, John Kruk on commentary. The season finale in in Washington. Luken Baker is a giant. Is he really? Man, Jordan Walker's big. I think that's the first time I ever realized how big Jordan Walker was when he was standing there next to Bryson Stott at second base. But yeah, up there in Washington, and Kruk was on commentary. He's the color guy. And I think it was a blowout that the Phillies were winning or something. But Aaron Nola was on the mound. I remember that. And Tom McCarthy and John Kruk started talking about the suite that was next to him because it's a fan suite, and the camera put the camera on the suite next to him, and there was a kid like hanging out over the edge looking down, and Kruk stuck his head out and yelled at the kid, scared him. Oh, it was so funny. Ah, that was funny. I love John Kruk, man. He is a national treasure. That sucks. They couldn't turn that double play. Sanchez needs to get out of this one now. Battling with Sagasty. I saw Sagassy's first name this morning. Okay, the challenge was on the force play. So I guess Thompson challenged it. I don't know why. It was very clear that it was not on the transfer. Come on, Christopher. Challenge was just wasted time. And a challenge. This Sagassy kid's battling. He already has one hit today. Hit my knee on the desk. Damn. Up 4, 6, 3. There's the double play. 4 double plays through 5 innings. No error that time. Stott made up for it. Yeah, it's not very often you see Stott, something like that for Stott. That was crazy. No, Luke and Baker's the agent. Shows you how much I pay attention. I'll pay more attention next time he comes to bat. He's batting in the 6th. Do a second. Yep, Michaelis is done. After 5. I would have done the same thing. Steven Matt's coming in. I don't remember who's due up. Phillies. Harper and Schwarber and Castellanos. So he's going to have to face one righty. Phillies player of the week is Edmundo Sosa, it looks like. Edmundo Sosa, apologize. He's been very good so far this year. Yep, Philly of the week, Edmundo Sosa. There's Steven Matz. See how he's done so far this year. 4 outings, no decisions, 1 save and 2 opportunities, a 1.93 ERA, 9 1/3 innings. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, no home runs allowed, and a 182 opponent's batting average. Harper's 1 for 2 on the day with that single back in the 1st inning. Oof, Harper didn't get the call on that one. That one was close. Should have been a ball. Maybe I'm a little biased. And he grounds out to short. Barely. If he would have been running, he might have beat that. Thomas Sagassy, that's right. Thomas. A rough pickup from Thomas and a bad throw. Bryce would have been running, he probably would have beat that. It's all right. You don't need a pulled hamstring like he had last year. He's got to do something to get on track. That 799 OPS ain't going to cut it from Bryce Harper. He'll turn it around, though. He's still one of the best hitters in the game. Schwarber's ahead 2-0. The lefty. Bet 365 has Castellanos. 3-0. Bet 365 has Castellanos at plus 280 to get a hit. In case anybody was wondering. Odds and lines subject to change. 21 plus only. This is not gambling advice. Simply stating fact. Get me over fastball from Matz. He's throwing nothing but sinkers to Kyle Schwarber, and I think that was a strike, and the catcher ruined it trying to frame it. Yeah, no, it was a strike. The catcher jerked his glove up trying to frame it. And I think that's what got the bad call on that one. Schwarber with 2 walks now. He's over 1 with 2 walks and a strikeout, and he scored on that Castellanos double in the first inning. Castellanos doesn't swing on the first pitch there, and it's right down the middle. I don't understand it, Castellanos. I don't get it. I don't freaking get it. Matt's throwing a lot of balls today through his first 11 pitches. That was a strike. Looked like a strike live. Got called a strike. Yeah. 5 of Matt's 12 pitches so far have been strikes. Now 6 of 13, but yeah, a lot of balls from Steven Matz so far. 2-2 count on Castellanos. Ooh, how's that one off of the catcher? Base hit, Castellanos. Weak base hit through the hole on the right side. He's now 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Phillies offense finally starting to do some more damage here. Showed promise in the first inning, but haven't really done much since. They're 4 for 20, 3 walks, 2 doubles, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts. Max Kepler's 0 for 2. He grounds one to the right side to the second baseman, over to short and to first, not in time. 4-6 fielder's choice. 2 outs now. Runners at the corners. Kepler's now 0 for 3, though he is replacing Castellanos at first. Schwarber at third. JT Realmuto up. Ooh, long fly ball. Not as long as I thought. The ball is just not traveling today. No run score for the Phillies in the 6th. many pitches is Sanchez at? 67 through 5? Yeah, that's a good pitch count. Hey, realistically, if he can keep that pace up, it's about 13. He'll be at 80 through 6 at his current pace. Realistically, he could go 7 if he can continue what he's done to this point. 4 double plays. It's a solid day in the double play generating department. Just hasn't struck out many batters. Only 1 through 5 innings. Got that ERA down below 3, though. 281. Take that. Take that all day long, twice on Sunday. Well, I saw the ball flying over the right field wall, and I thought the game day was not caught up yet. It was the ball that Nick Castellanos threw into the stands in right field to a fan. That's why I said whelp. I thought Newt Barr just hit a home run to lead off the 6th inning. But no, he's behind in an 0-2 count. So still 3-0. This is the top of the lineup for the Cardinals. Newt Barr is 1 for 1 with a walk. The only walk for the Cardinals, and it led off the ball game. Or led off the bottom of the first. The 1-2 from Sanchez. In there for a strike. That was a strike, Newt Barr. I don't know what you're looking at. Was a strike. Really not questionable. Defensive play of the game. Plays of the game. I guess it's all the double plays. Yep, all the double plays. Last time the Phillies turned 4 double plays in a game was June 17th of last year against the Padres. There's good and there's bad when you turn a lot of double plays. There's Luken Baker. He is big. Good news is when you're turning double plays is your defense is doing its job and your pitcher is generating a lot of ground balls. The bad news is he didn't really do his job that well leading up to that because he's allowed a lot of batters to get on base. Base hit, Luken Baker. Kepler cuts it off before he gets to the wall, throws into second, and Baker is safe. A 1-out double from Luken Baker here in the bottom of the 6th. Their first extra base hit of the game. 6th hit total. Puts a runner in scoring position for Wilson Contreras. They're 1 for 3 when the runner's in scoring position today. He fouls one off his shin. 0-1. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Average is below 100. 164 OBP and a 137 slug. Not a good start to the year for Wilson Contreras. Sanchez will not keep up the pace that he's been on. He's thrown, that was his 11th pitch now this inning. Only one out and a runner on second. So this inning could be his last. 1-1 count on Wilson Contreras. He hits a fly ball, short fly ball to right field. That's going to get down. It's going to score a run. It's 3-1. Ethan Baker scores from second on the single. Brandon Marsh gets the ball back in. And the Cardinals are now 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Another double play would be nice. But Nolan Arenado hits the ball in the air a lot. So don't know if they're going to get it here as he hits the ball in the air to right field. Castellanos racing in. He'll catch it in fair territory. Route number 2. Arenado now is 0 for 3 with a pop out and 2 flyouts. Brendan Donovan steps to the plate. He has 20 hits on the year. Takes a first pitch strike on the outer third, 0-1. And then a ball way outside, 1-1. Cardinals have hit well today. 7 for 21 so far. But only 1 extra base hit, and they've hit into 4 double plays. So only 1 run to score, to show for their 7 for 21 showing. Two balls, 1 strike now to Donovan. The pitch way outside, gets away from JT. Wilson Contreras is going to make it to second on the wild pitch. Was in fact scored a wild pitch. And he's about to throw his 85th pitch of the day. This is the longest inning he's had as far as pitch count today. This will be his 18th pitch of the inning. Donovan hits it in play to the right side. Harper snags it easily and takes it to the bag himself for out number 3. So only 1 run scores for the Cardinals in the 6th. Sanchez's day might be over after 6. Only 1 run allowed. 7 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 4 double plays. Bohm, Marsh, and Stott need to be due up here in the top of the 7th. Phillies offense still has not done much. They just haven't hit into any double plays. Castellanos has a single and a double. He's 2 for 3. Schwarber has 2 walks. Harper's 1 for 3. Stott's 1 for 3. Everybody else is 0 for. Brandon Marsh has the other walk of the 3 that the Phillies have drawn to this point in the game. All of them coming off of Miles. Nope, 1 came off of Matz. That's right. One of the Schwarber walks came off of Matz. 2 of them came off of Miles Michaelis. Still just absolutely insane. He threw 31 pitches in the first inning and made it through 5. Stephen Matt's still out there for the Cardinals. Voting is now open for player of the game. Bohm took a ball. Look at Bohm. He is, in fact, 8-9-1 due up for the Phillies. He hit one foul and still threw his head back, throwing a temper tantrum. Those temper tantrums, man, they're tiring. And that is going to be a hit. Infield hit for Alec Bohm. He came into this one 4 for his last 40. Came into this at bat 4 for his last 42, and he got a base hit, an infield hit. Good grab by the shortstop out there, deep in the hole, but just not enough time to get Bohm at first. And he is smiling very big now, taking his lead at first base. Marsh bunts it. Only plays at first. My wife would be proud. Sack bunt moves Alec Bohm up to second now with one out. The top of the lineup coming up, Bryson Stott to face a lefty. The runner in scoring position. Stott's 1 for 3 on the day. Hit that double his last time up. Drove in a run. Back in the 5th. He takes a first pitch fastball right down the middle. And see, where Castellanos swings at the first pitch more than 50% of the time, it is very rare that Bryson Stott will ever swing at the first pitch. As you can see on that first pitch of this at bat, it is right down the middle. And he just sat there and watched it. Bohm took off for third. Looked like a hit and run, I guess. Catcher jumped up to getting ready to throw him out, but Stott fouled off the pitch. Jordan Romano is walking around in the bullpen with his glove in his hand. I hope that's all he's doing is walking, nothing else. Stott gets under that one, hits it to right center. Center fielder makes the play. Bohm is tagging for third, and he's going to get there safely. Not a good throw from the center fielder. Gets cut off, but it wasn't a good throw regardless. So runner at third now with 2 outs for Trey Turner. One of the worst batters in the lineup. Certainly the most overrated. Well, I don't know about the most overrated batter in the lineup. He's one of the 3 most overrated batters in the lineup. It hasn't been a strike all day. Yes, walk Trey to get to Bryce. Two and 0. Trey, Castellanos, and Kepler are the 3 most overrated guys in the lineup. Oh, say bad things about them. They do good things. Trey with an RBI single. It's 4-1. Base hit to left field. Insurance run there for the Phillies. They're now 2 for 6 with runners, or 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position on the day. Though Stott's out with runner in scoring position was productive. Bohm would not have scored from second on that hit from Trey Turner. Harper now with a runner at first and 2 outs. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Hasn't gotten on base since his single in the first. Subsequently came around and scored on the Castellanos double, the 0-1. Swung on, put in play deep center field, just shy of the warning track. Center fielder makes the play for out number 3. Phillies do push another run across. It is now 4-1 going to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time there in St. Louis. Can I get a Shohei Ohtani commercial? Coming up on 3 o'clock here in my neck of the woods. Not a bad ball game so far. Phillies offense hasn't been great. Christopher Sanchez has done well for the most part. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with him for the 7th or if they go to the pen. He's a little over 80 pitches, so he could go at least 1 or 2 more outs, maybe even the whole inning. Also, Brent Rooker is starting in right field today for the Athletics. And Sanchez is, in fact, back out there. I don't remember where they are in the lineup. Donovan was the last out. So 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's not bad. Put Sanchez back out there. Although 6, 7, and 8 are 2 for 6 against him today. Cardinals have left 12 batters, 12 runners on base. The Phillies have only left 8. $85 pitches for Sanchez through 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 walk, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. He is back out there for the 7th to start it at least. Again, 6, 7, 8 due up for the Cardinals. Jordan Walker swings it and fouls off the first pitch. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He singled his last time up. He fouls off another one. He's 0-2 now, or behind in the count 0-2. I apologize. Kirkering now warming. Does look like Romano was just walking around. I think if the lineup turns back over, Sanchez will be done. He gets a swinging strikeout on Jordan Walker for the first out of the 7th. 3 strikeouts now for Christopher Sanchez. It's been a quick ball game. Very, very quick ball game. Expected a lot more scoring in this one from the Phillies. That ball's outside. 1-0 to Pages now. He fouls the next one off, 1-1. Phillies led baseball last year in starting pitchers going or more innings. So they haven't gotten that too much to start this year, but anytime you can do it, it helps. Old friend of the show, Lindsey Crosby, had a stat the other day. I don't remember if it was in his newsletter or on his podcast, but every inning that you get from a starting pitcher, or maybe he even just said this to me off of a podcast, but every inning that you get from a starting pitcher lowers your bullpen's ERA by, I think, a full run, if not half a run. Every inning past the 6th. Sanchez walks Pages. Only the 2nd walk of the day from Sanchez. He doesn't walk many guys. So a runner at first now with 1 out. There have been more than 300 players who have played for both the Phillies and the Cardinals. I didn't finish reading that before they took it away. I didn't even realize it was up. So fun stat. More than 300 players that have played for both the Phillies and the Cardinals. Scott gets a bloop single to left field. First and second now with one out. 95 pitches for Sanchez. I think a mound visit's going to come here. And then if he, oh, nope, end of it. He's getting pulled. No mound visit. All right. Kirkering coming in now with 2 on and 1 out. That makes sense, I guess. Oh, man. Okay. Book it and officially close on Sanchez yet, as he is responsible for the 2 runners on base currently. But Kirkering is a pretty good reliever to have coming out of the pen in this situation. Phillies need him to continue to be a good reliever coming out of the pen in this situation. This tying run is at the plate. And while it is over an extremely small sample size, he does have a 1,091 OPS at this point in the season. See if Kirkering's stats are up yet. They're not. Yeah, the Cardinals' offense has done very well as far as hitting goes. They just only 1 double, and they've hit into a lot of double plays. Every batter in their lineup, except for Nolan Arenado, has one at least. No, not at least, has 1 hit. Every batter in their lineup, except for Nolan Arenado, has 1 hit. And only 1 has been going for extra bases. It was that double from Luke and Baker in the 6th. Nope, still no stats on Kirkering up. Nope, here they are on the broadcast. 5 games so far, 1-1 record, no saves and 1 opportunity, a 1.93 ERA, 4 2/3 innings, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, no home runs, and an opponent average of 278. That's not great. Nolan Gorman replaces Thomas Sagassi, and he hits one to deep center field. Brandon Marsh is there just shy of the track. He catches it, throws it in. Runner at second. Does he tag up? First pitch swinging is Nolan Gorman there. Does not tag up. Runner at second stays put. So still first and second, 2 outs. 1 pitch from Kirkering. Now it's Nootbaar. 2 on and 2 outs. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and a strikeout. His hit is a single, of course. 1-0 to Nootbaar is a strike on the outer third. 1-1. JT running out to the mound. Turner running into the mound. Not sure why. Still 1-1. Still 2 outs. Still 2 on. 4-1 ball game here in St. Louis. Or there in St. Louis. 1-1 is right there for strike 2. Phillies are 2 for 7 on the day with runners in scoring position. Cardinals only 2 for 6. Nootbaar fouls off the 1 and 2 to stay alive. Gets about 12 rows up. into the stands. Bar fouls off another one. First one was to the left side. This one to the right side. That one's about 16 rows up. Still 1-2. Pitch from Kirkering, just a bit outside. 2-2. Ooh. Just saw the pitch on game day that popped up, and I'm about to watch it live. So let's see what happens with Newpar here. This will be his second strikeout of the day. Yeah, he's not happy. He's not happy. That was not a strike. You'll take it. Close the book on Christopher Sanchez. 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and he ends the day in line for the win and with an ERA on the year of 3.12. Good outing on the whole from Christopher Sanchez. You don't like to see him give up that many hits. Really don't like to see him give up that many walks, but he generated a lot of ground balls, a lot of weak contact, 4 double plays. So good outing on the whole from Christopher Sanchez, especially coming on the road where he was not good last year. Kirkering picked him up nicely with 2 strong outs to close the inning and leave the runner stranded. Got a little help from the umpire for that third out. Is what it is. Part of the game until ABS becomes a thing. Owen Germán remains in the game as the second baseman, and Brandon Donovan moves from second to short. Kyle Schwarber's leading off the inning for the Phillies. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Scored in the first inning on the Nick Castellanos double. Scored from first in the first inning on the Nick Castellanos double. Again, I still feel like that should have been a triple. I don't know why he only made it to second on that. Steven Matz still in? Yeah, Steven Matz is still in. It's his third inning of work. Even count now, 1-1 on Schwarber. Matz has done well out of the pen. Kind of. 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 run. I mean, it's not great, but about what you can expect from a long reliever. Schwarber works the count back even now, 2-2. Harper on deck, Castellanos in the hole. Schwarber with a base hit, his first of the day. He is now 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a single. Good base hit there, right back up the middle. Phillies need to re-sign Kyle Schwarber, man. That's just all there. That's about all there is to it. If the Phillies don't re-sign Kyle Schwarber, I know I said it already, but if the Phillies don't re-sign Kyle Schwarber, then David Dombrowski's doing his best to hurt the team. It's already been pretty evident with some of the signings and trades that he's made, and he doesn't have it anymore. He's got to extend and or re-sign Kyle Schwarber. And it's not even just a hot start that Schwarber's been off to. Yes, he's got a 1,114 OPS so far. Nick Castellanos drives one to the gap in left center field. Center fielder racing for it. Left fielder, it gets between them. Kyle Schwarber's going to end up at third. Castellanos at second, his second double of the day. Castellanos is off to a hot start this year, too. He's doing much better this year than he did last year. That's why errors and stuff, fielding percentage is, for the most part, useless because that should have been an error, but it's going to go down as a double. Just bad defense. Now runners at second and third for Max Kepler, but it's not going to be Steven Matz on the mound, it doesn't look like. Unless this is just a mound visit. Roddery Munoz warming for the Cardinals. Castellanos now 3 for 4 on the day. 2 doubles, 2 RBI. Back-to-back hits from the Phillies here to start the 8th inning off Steven Matz. Jordan Romano is now warming for the Phillies. Phillies are now 8 for 28 after those 2 hits. 4 runs, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, only 6 strikeouts, 3 extra base hits. Kepler takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Not having a good start to his Phillies tenure. He hits one foul to the right side. One got on top of a slider. Here's Topper. Second and third infield is in on the left side, somewhat in on the right side. Check swing. He went around, says the home plate umpire. It was a strike anyway. Looks like it was called strike, not on the swing. 1-2 now to Kepler. The pitch, just a bit outside. 2-2 for Max. JT Realmuto on deck. Alec Bohm in the hole. Barring some craziness, Bohm will get an at bat in this inning. The 2-2. Just a bit outside. 3-2. All right. Again. Platoon, Kepler, and Castellanos. Platoon, Kepler, and Castellanos. Platoon, Kepler, and Castellanos. Now Matz's day is done. We're bringing in the righty for Realmuto and Bohm at least. Marsh might get to face a righty. I'm going to look up splits for the season for Marsh, not Marsh, I'm sorry, Castellanos and Kepler. MLB.com might have Castellanos' latest at bats 308, 876. 308, 876. Yep. So let's see. Splits. Do they not have platoon splits? On MLB.com? What? Oh, here they are. I was looking in the wrong place. Yeah. Versus lefties, he's hitting 429 with a 1286 OPS, and versus righties, he's hitting 206 with a 574 OPS. I'm not crazy. They should 100% be platooning Kepler and Castellanos. This is freaking simple. I don't know if they have his updated after that strikeout 200, 619. Oh, they do. That was quick. Okay. Oh, game logs. I went splits. Not game logs. Kepler. So Kepler's average versus lefties is higher at 231 to 214 versus righties, but his OPS versus righties is higher than his OPS versus lefties. So versus righties, it's 728 versus lefties, it's 539. So I'm still not crazy when I say platoon Kepler and Nick Castellanos. This is freaking simple. He improves the defense, improves the offense. Both of those guys facing the pitchers that they're stronger against. You're keeping Nick Castellanos off the field as much as possible. Even though he's in this hot start, it doesn't matter. He's not going to keep it up. Second and third one out for Real Muto against Roddery Munoz out of the pen. First pitch sinker is just a bit outside for ball one. I kind of want some Chick-fil-A. I don't know why I'm in the mood for some Chick-fil-A. Infield's still in for the Cardinals, 1-0. JT Realmuto is also in a contract year. However, he's one that they should let walk. He doesn't have it anymore. He's still good defensively. He's still got a good arm. Offensively, he doesn't have it anymore. That's been evident for over a year now. Two and one count now on Real Muto. One out, runners at second and third. Schwarber at third, Castellanos at second. Roddery Munoz on the mound looking in the pitch. Why? It wasn't even close. I get it had some glove side break, but it still wasn't close. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Slider takes that one. Full count now for JT. I mean, the one thing I will say about JT, even though he's not as good offensively as he used to be, he does still work the count well. And he'll get into long at bats. Like this one, he's about to see his seventh pitch of this at bat. But there's runners on second and third right now. And it came from a leadoff single followed by a double. Kepler struck out. JT's battling, but if the Phillies don't push across a run here, then that's not going to be great. JT's seen 7 pitches so far in this at bat, coming up on the 8th pitch. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but I just popped my neck and it popped real good. Still full count here on JT. 8th pitch of this plate appearance. 8th pitch for Roddery Munoz out of the pen. Here it is, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts now after a leadoff single and a double. Not good. Not good at all. Brings Alec Bohm up with 2 outs and 2 on. 1 for 3 on the day after that infield single his last time up. There is a chance Bryce Harper gets a 5th plate appearance in this one, and that pitch is outside. I want to know. Has to get one more base runner. Maybe it'll be Alec Bohm. Maybe that single. Maybe that infield single got his head back right as he swings and misses at a pitch inside 1-1. That was a sinker, so I can understand that one because it was a lot closer to the zone in the freaking cutter that JT Realmuto swung at. 1-1 is a curveball that drops over the middle of the plate. Slider. It looked like a curveball. Game day says slider. I don't even know if Roddery Munoz throws a curveball, but it looked like a curveball. It didn't look like a slider. 1-2 now. Fouled off. Bohm staying alive. Good battles here from JT and Bohm. on the fresh reliever, but it's still going to suck big time for the Phillies. After getting a single to lead off the inning, a double, put runners at second and third with none out, and they can't score them. Another foul ball from Bohm. Yeah, two very good battles at the plate from JT and from Alec Bohm, and that's a good thing you want to see from Bohm right now with the struggles he's had of late. You want to see him battling and have these long at bats. That means he's probably starting to see the ball a little better if he's battling like this and staying in these long at bats, which means he might be close to turning things around, starting putting the balls in gaps. 2-2 here. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He was on it. He was late. Phillies get two on base to lead off the inning. A single and a double, and then 3 straight strikeouts. Strand the runners at second and third. Just missed that cutter. It's a slow cutter, too, man. 90 miles an hour. Bottom of the 8th. Does look like Jordan Romano's coming out to pitch the bottom half of the 8th for the Phillies. Oh. Kyle Schwarber leads the Phillies in average bat speed this year. And Jordan Romano is, in fact, coming to pitch for the Phillies, placing Orion Kerkering in the 8th inning. Phillies have a 3-run lead. Not safe, though. Commercials need to hurry up and get back to the game. Alec Burleson replaces Luke Baker as a pinch hitter. DH. Cardinals using their whole bench. They only have 2 bench players left, and one's the catcher. First pitch to Burleson, swing and a miss. 96 miles an hour on the fastball. Maybe Romano's back. Doesn't look like it. It hasn't looked like it so far this season, but 95 miles an hour on a fastball, and it popped up just off the infield. Trey Turner takes a couple steps back. That's not Trey Turner. That is Trey Turner. Shadows made it look like not Trey Turner. But he makes the play for out number 1. Wilson Contreras now. He got a hit earlier, an RBI. I think that was his last time up. Yes, it was. Came in the 6th. First pitch to him's outside, 1-0. Next pitch, swung on, grounded back up the middle. Romano boots it with his glove. Turner grabs it, throws to first. Ooh, that was close. That was close. Bryce Harper says it was close. He's not sure. I think if Romano would have stayed out of the way, that would have been an out. But Romano tried to grab it with his glove and just whiffed on it. He's mad about it. was mad about it when he whiffed. Trey Turner made a good throw. It was close. It was very close. Another look here from a different angle. Hopefully they slow it down this time. I think he was safe. They're not going to challenge it. So runner, Wilson Contreras with 2 hits now. Runner at first and 1 out. Ground ball to the shortstop. 6-4-3 double play. Good inning from Romano. 5 pitches, 3 outs. Infield single in the mix. But another double play by the Phillies, the 5th of the day. Now do it in the 8th. Top of the 9th coming up. Marsh, Stott, and Turner due up for the Phils. Five double plays, man. That's a lot of double plays. 2 6-4-3 double plays, 1 4-3 double play, and 2 4-6-3 double plays. That'll play. That'll play. 5 double plays, that'll play. You could say it would be 6, but the error from Stott kind of broke one up. But at the same time, it wouldn't have been 6 because that the next play was a double play that ended the inning. So the double play that was broken up would have ended the inning. So 6 chances for a double play, 5 double plays. John King out of the pen for the Cardinals of lefty. And Alec Burleson remains in the game as the designated hitter. Thanks. Thanks, game day. That was the information I needed to know. Two lefties. Marsh and Stott, 2 lefties. Turner's a righty, and then Harper and Schwarber, 2 more lefties if the lineup gets that far. Man, they showing that arch in St. Louis a lot. I mean, I guess if you're only known for one thing in St. Louis, you'd be proud of it. It's that arch. Top of the 9th here in St. Louis. Eventually, I guess. First pitch sinker to Brandon Marsh. Looks like Jose Siri is injured for the Mets. He tweets now, 2 athletic trainers helped Jose Siri onto the golf cart that came to take him away. Fouled a ball hard off his left lower leg. Brandon Marsh is ahead in the count 2-0. First time the Phillies have turned 5 double plays in a game since June 1st, 2021 at Cincinnati. Third time they've done it since 2000. They will have another inning where they can add more to that double play total. Brandon Marsh swings through a sinker for a strike. 2-2 now. Marsh is 0 for 1 with an RBI and a strikeout. Did score a run. 0 for 2 with an RBI and 2 strikeouts. Not an RBI, I'm sorry. A walk. John King gets a strikeout at the first batter he faces out of the bullpen. One out now at the top of the 9th. Stott up. Turner on deck. Harper in the hole. Stott 1 for 4. RBI double earlier in the day and a strikeout. This is his 5th plate appearance today. His OPS a little above 700. Coming into this at bat. 1-1 count now. Quick game there in St. Louis. He swings at the 1-1 pitch. A flare to the left side. Brandon Donovan runs it down from way shifted. Runs it down a lot closer to where shortstops normally stand for the second out. Now Trey Turner comes up to face a lefty. His last plate appearance of the day. 4-1 ball game. Phillies on top. First pitch from King to Turner. A little outside, but he gets the call. It's 0-1. Umpire hasn't been too bad in this one. A few questionable calls here and there, but he hasn't been egregiously bad. There are much worse umpires who have had much worse games than this umpire has. Who is this umpire? Scott Berry. Turner fouls one off, 1-2. Scott Berry at home. Adam Beck at first. Dan Iasonia at second. And C.B. Buckner at third. I wonder if he called the game last night, since he's at third. If he did, I'm glad I didn't watch that one. I'm going to look that up now because I'm curious. C.B. Buckner, man. How he still has a job. I know exactly why he still has a job. I'm not going to get into that rant right now. Home plate in that one was C.B. Buckner. All right, now that I've seen that, I am going to watch Trey Turner take a ball below the knees, and I'm going to look up the umpire scorecard from that game on the tweeter. 3-2 count to Trey Turner, 2 outs, none on, top of the ninth, 4-1 ball game. The pitch. Swung on ground ball to the left side, hard ground ball. Nolan Arenado grabs it, deep throw. That's safe. He's safe. Hell of a play by Nolan Arenado, but Trey Turner's safe. They need to challenge that. Doesn't look like they are, but he's safe. Yeah, hell of a play by Nolan Arenado. That's why he has multiple platinum gloves. Contreras, wow. The way Contreras fielded that kind of didn't help. I guess they're not challenging it. C.B. Buckner, here we go. 100 of 138 taking pitches correctly. So he didn't have a bad game last night. Called strike accuracy, 88%. 5 of 42 called strikes were true balls. Called ball accuracy was 97%. 91% overall consistency. 7 called balls inside estimated ump zone. 6 called strikes outside estimated ump zone. But he still did better than an average ump in that game. Look at C.B. Buckner having a good day. Imagine that. It's not something you see every day. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Still Strom. Thinking Strom. Jose Alvarado. Okay. Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. This game might go extras. Alvarado's had a better start to his season this year than the entire season that he had last year. Like last year, it's anytime Alvarado would come out of the pen, and if my wife was in the room with me while I was watching the Phillies, I'd look at her and say, the Phillies are punting this game. It didn't matter how big of a lead it was. He's only got a 1.42 ERA this year. Small sample size, and ERAs don't mean much for relievers in the long run, but he doesn't have the easiest part of the lineup to contend with. 5, 6, and 7. Brendan Donovan first. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Already has 20 hits this season. It's a lefty. I thought Donovan was a switch hitter, but apparently not. 100-mile-an-hour sinker gets the call for strike 1. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled off. 0-2. Another sinker. .400 on base percentage for Donovan to this point in the year. He doesn't walk much, but ooh. Check swing, no swing, says C.B. Buckner at third. Donovan doesn't walk much, but he gets a lot of base hits. As he came into this game tied for second in Major League Baseball with 19 and then got another one. This is his fourth at bat. He enters this at bat with a .364 batting average, 1 for 3 on the day. And his 1 for 3 on the day made his batting average fall. And now he's 1 for 4, and it's going to fall even more after a swinging strikeout on a cutter from Jose Alvarado for the first out in the bottom of the ninth. Jordan Walker and Pages due up now. Here's Walker. Walker's 1 for 3. Fouls off the first pitch he sees for strike one. Depending on how the rest of this half inning goes, this game might be shorter than 2.5 hours. Pops up the second pitch he sees. Shallow left center field. Turner back about 12 to 15 steps off the dirt. Makes the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Jose Alvarado. Next Phillies Cardinals game is tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central. Will not be doing a live stream watch party for that one. Pages now. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Takes a first pitch sinker on the outer third for a strike. 101.5 mile an hour on that sinker. And a swinging strike on an 83.5 mile an hour curveball. I mean, Jose Alvarado, if he's good, when he's in his good stretch, because he's highly inconsistent, he's one of the more inconsistent relievers in baseball. When he's in his good stretch, he's one of the best relievers in baseball. When he's in his bad stretch, he's one of the worst relievers in Major League Baseball. And he's been inconsistent like that throughout his career. And that's why I'm not that high on him, because of the inconsistency. One and two now on Pages. The pitch. Swung on. Inside pitch. Fly ball to left field. Max Kepler racing in, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. That's going to do it there in St. Louis. The Philadelphia Phillies take that one 4-1. Christopher Sanchez gets the win. Jordan Romano and Ryan Kirkering each get holds, and Jose Alvarado gets the save. 3-out save with 1 strikeout. 5 double plays by the Phillies defense. Very good showing by the infield defense there in Philadelphia. 3rd save of the year for Alvarado. First decision for Christopher Sanchez, his first win as well. Offense still has a lot to work on and still has to get things going there in Philly, but they got the win, and that's all you want. Taking a look at some of the scores around the league. Games ongoing right now before we get out of here. San Fran and the Yankees 2-3. Yankees up in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 3rd in Sacramento. Scoreless between the Mets and Athletics. Toronto Blue Jays up 2-0 over the Baltimore Orioles right now in the bottom of the 2nd. Tampa Bay Rays up 1-0 over the Braves in the bottom of the 2nd. Top of the 3rd in Chicago. The Red Sox and White Sox are scoreless. Bottom of the 3rd in Miami. Washington Nationals in Miami. Miami's up 1-0. That is going to do it for the first watch along here on First Pitch. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I had fun. got to watch some baseball, got to watch the Phillies get a win in the books. And yeah, it's fun. It was fun. Had fun talking with y'all. Had fun hanging out, answering questions, and talking baseball and watching baseball. And we will do this again at some point. It might be a little while. The next couple of weekends are not great for it, but probably get another one in May at some time. So keep an eye out on that. So if you're watching this, drop a subscription, turn on that notification icon so you can be notified when another episode of the podcast goes live. Next episode will be Monday, of course, as the show runs Monday through Friday. Check out the newsletter, firstpitchnewsletter.substack.com. It is free to subscribe there. You'll get it to your email inbox every single morning, though we do appreciate any and all paid subscriptions as they help keep the bills on around here. And check out the First Pitch podcast also on audio, anywhere you can get podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating there. Send your friends to First Pitch Podcast so they can get their daily source of baseball talk. And until Monday, this has been First Pitch.